Hey there, Gold Hunters. Welcome to episode 2 of Riverdance Gold Hunter.
This episode picks up right where the last one ended with Jason's mini mix completely plugged. Let's jump right in and see what happens.
Yep, completely blocked up in there. So we're gonna have to try and unblock that and see how we go. Looks like it's all full of sand. Yeah, there we go. All full of really small, tiny sand. Yeah, that doesn't want to seem to come through the bottom, so we're going to have to try and figure that out. So what I might do, we'll disconnect it quickly. Might give it a bit of a tip upside down. We'll clean out this top bit here and see what we can do. So yeah, it is very blocked up in the underneath here. They had a heap of rock and stuff like that. So I might just turn the pump on, run the hose into there and see if we can clean it out a little bit. There we go, it is coming out of the bottom now. There we go, that is all nice and clean in there. There we go, beautiful, all nice and clean. So it must have just been all the silt and clay and sandy stuff that's just blocking up the outlet on it. So we'll quickly put it back together and see how it goes. It's not good practice to keep my nuts and bolts in the spare screen, so I'll be bringing an extra box for these next time. Well, actually I'll get a quick connect system so I won't have to worry about these nuts and bolts. I'm just going to use a C-clamp, I think. Would be easier. Especially when the water's coming straight down from the snowfields and it is freezing cold. Feels like ice. Alright, all the hose connections are good. Turn it back on and have a look. So we'll turn the jig off until it fills up with water. Definitely getting water out the bottom. Here it comes up the top. Beautiful. We'll turn him on. Seems to be running a little bit better now. We're going to put another shovel of unclassified in. We are still getting water out of the bottom, so it's definitely working. The area that we're in today has been hydraulic mined, so maybe all the material's a little bit too heavy for it. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, we're still going to have to definitely play with it. It is all teething. We're having a bit of a go. It's all trial and error for the first couple of times. So we're just trying to figure it out. But so far, we love the Max Pro. We're loving it. They might as well call me McDonald's, because in Australia we have a Macca's ad and it says I'm loving it, so I'm loving it. Still coming out the bottom there, so that's good. Haven't got a blockage again. Alrighty guys, I have one pan here of classified material. I forgot to bring a scoop, so I'm going to have to use my meat scoops and we'll see how it goes. A little bit coming out, we'll chuck another one in and have a look. Don't mind the meat scoops. Like I said, I forgot my scoop. Next time I'll definitely bring one. I can't see anything coming out of the bottom here, so the screens must be blocked. Yeah, I have no water out of the bottom there, so we're going to have to clean this out and have a bit of a look. Maybe the screens are blocked. is I've got nothing coming out of the bottom. So we may have to turn it off and have a little bit of a play with that. So I will do that right now. Alright, so that's definitely unblocked. We'll turn the pump back on. Turn this one back on. Oh, there we go. So it is working again. Beautiful. There we go. There we go, that unblocked it. Oh, maybe not. Does seem to be getting a bit blocked up again. Can't really feel it pulsating in my hand anymore. Might have to have a look. I think this is blocked again. It's coming out a little bit, but not a lot. I'm not too sure why this is not flowing at the moment. Maybe it's blocked, I don't know, I'll have to have a look. And running the bigger screen too, so I don't think, I don't know, I'll have to have a look. So I have the 30 mesh on. Yeah, I don't know. We've got a little bit more classified material here to run. I'll put this through and I'm going to have to stop and check it out and see, maybe see if we have to do a clean up or something. Because yeah, the bottom's definitely not spitting out any material. So we're going to have a look at that. Yeah, so I have no material coming out of the bottom bit here. So I'm going to let it run for a little bit. Hopefully it might clean out. If not, we'll have to pull it all apart and see what's wrong. So all our rocks and stuff are moving inside of it again, but the ball bearings are staying still. I'll give you a look. So there we go there. See, all our rocks are pulsating inside of it, but the bearings aren't moving at all, so we'll have to have a bit of a look at that. Maybe it's the valve on my water flow. It's not letting enough water through. Have to play with that next time. Absolutely love these battery inverters. These are awesome. Best thing since sliced bread, these. Love them. One-handed, very light. Can't believe how light this is. So easy. must admit, this is the easiest thing in the world to carry. It's so light, you can't even feel it. Beautiful, look at that, all compact into a nice little box. What more do you want? No more 2 and 3 trips backwards and forwards to the car for batteries, pumps, high bankers, shovels, all in one box. What more could you want? Alrighty, so we've made it home all nice and safe, guys. So here's our bucket of cons with all the ball bearings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab this bucket here on my strainer, and chuck it in my bucket, and I'm just going to pour them straight in. We have a few cons in there, but we'll get them out with a bit of water, which I'll do in a second. So we finally got all the ball bearings out of the cons, and that's the cons there that I have. But they don't look too bad. I have to chuck them in a pan and go through them and see how we go. It was just a test run today, and it's maiden run, so we'll see how the Riverdance mini jig goes. But like I said, it was its first run, so we do have a lot of teething problems to do. Alrighty guys, so it's time to do my cleanup. So I have my Minelab Gold pan here. We do have our cons from the day, so I'll get those into the pan in a minute, and I do have a bucket here for panning out. So it's about time we get these cons in the pan. Alrighty, so there's the cons in the pan. They don't look too bad, look pretty good. Very sandy material, as we can see there. Alright, so let's pan a bit of it off and see what we get. Here we go guys, moment of truth. There's some gold in there, look at that. Alrighty guys, let's get this into a sucker bottle. I got my Riverdance sucker bottle here, so we'll suck it up so we don't lose any of it. There we go guys, all sucked up into the Riverdance sucker bottle there. So beautiful. Alrighty guys, I'm just going to pull up a bucket and go over a little bit of a reflection of today, which was the first day that I've ever used the Riverdance mini jig, which was a really awesome day. We had really good fun. Yeah, it was pretty much a good day overall. I mean, we had a few teething problems at the start with the water flow, so I did have to move the pump around a little bit. Once I found a little bit of a quieter spot in the stream to run the pump, we did get a lot better water flow. The jig was moving a lot better. Then we ran it for a little bit there, and then we did have a little bit of a drama with the bottom outlet tube getting blocked. Once we cleared the outlet tube, we started filling it with material again, and it was working perfectly. So for about the last half an hour of the day, the machine was working absolutely beautiful, so we couldn't complain with that. I was the first person in Australia to actually run the Riverdance mini jig, so I was over the bloody moon with that. It was awesome. So yeah, it was a pretty perfect day. We went for a nice drive. It was the first day of winter here in Australia, so it was a nice sunny day, so we thought we'd head out and there you go, prospecting for the day and put the mini jig through its paces, which we did. And like I said, we did have the teething problems, but we did figure those out in the end. And overall had a perfect day. We did get a little bit of gold, so what more could you ask for? Overall, it was absolutely ripper of a day. So yeah.
Well, great run for Jason. Was it perfect? No, but he made it work and he got some gold.
That's the point. I will say his water pressure in a couple of those clips looked like it might have been a bit low, and he might need a scoop more appropriately sized for a mini max. I agree though. Keep at it, Jason. Now let's head to California and check in on Christa.
Okay, so I'm back here to package up my Riverdance Gold Mining mini jig. I do like the packaging that it comes in, but I think I'll have more space if I package it inside of that box. So what I'm going to do is, well, I have that box available and this box, and I think these two boxes are just about the same height. I'll pack it up like this. Oh, okay. And then I have all of this stuff. I don't want to lose any more balls. That would be a sad, sad day. Oh, there's another ball. There's another ball. Wait, oh, I thought there was another ball stuck in here too. Oh shoot, there that goes. I just tightened this so tight. Chris must have tightened this right after me because I cannot untighten it. Hey Chris, can you please untighten this jar? I found 2 more balls. Thanks. Okay, so I did find a bag. It's like so gross inside. It was like a nice Michael Kors bag, and then I used it as my makeup case. Sometimes I like hide money in here. Man, now that I'm broke, I'm all checking my pockets like I got a 20 in here. Ew, what's that? Yeah, it's a good bag. I'm gonna put my extra screen in here. So I'm not gonna use that bag for anything else. My babies. We have my wrench, my toothbrush, the nozzle, the spray nozzle, and then these fittings, some of my labels. I'm not really organized like at all ever. I'm always like a catastrophe, a walking catastrophe. I feel like this zip tie, it's not even a zip tie, I feel like that little tie could come in handy at some point, so I'm gonna just wrap that little tie around my purse. Scissors are not going. It kind of seems like the rest of this isn't going to fit. Oh, I'll put this in my bag. I don't know what this is yet. I'll put that in my bag. I think this will probably fit. I mean, that's not too heavy. That'll just fit, and then we'll just untangle those, and this will fit in my bag. It's a big bag. It'll probably fit. I'm pretty sure I could get it all to fit in here. If it gets dirty up in the mountains, like, I don't care. I bought this bag at a thrift store up in Orange County, I think for like $15. So it was a pretty good score. But I mean, for $15 that I bought it 5 years ago, I don't even care if it gets dirty anymore. And then I'll pack this. And I have like some little snappy snaps for the purse here and here. Perfect. So I got my whole Riverdance Mining accessories like this in my box, packed. And then what I'm gonna do is put this lid on because it says canned food. And like, maybe nobody will think there's anything expensive, and nobody ever like would want to rob somebody's canned food unless they were desperate. Okay, so time to hide it. Just hide that right there. Alrighty, ready for my adventure. Says here we're at the rim of the world in Stanislaus National Park. There we go. This is the rim of the world. Wonder, is that water down there? It sure looks like it. I'm zooming in. Straight up. Look at these awesome, beautiful views. That we're recording as we walk down to the river. Babe? Oh,
Hey guys, we're gonna be recording real quick. Just so you know.
Okay, let me just take my tools out. And then it looks like all I'm going to be bringing is my purse. Oh, my purse is rather heavy. I'll bring the heaviest equipment first. Okay, I'm hoping that I don't have to make 2 trips and that this won't be too heavy. And then hopefully I don't tumble down the hill. Ready? Hercules! Oh, that's not so bad. And plus there's like other equipment in here. I did not grab my shovel. Why? I'm already committed. Okay, that's not so bad. Where am I setting it down, Chris? Okay. Like in the water? Okay. Right here? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put my purse here with all of the attachments. Oh. And I brought the little shovel too. I have all these extra parts and attachments here. Set that down temporarily there. Get my extra pan somewhere. And then, am I going to be pulling this out to set it up where?
Anywhere right there.
Okay, so we got 2 metal bars. We don't need these? So, okay, do I keep this in or out of the box then? Pull it out so that the water falls out here? Okay, hopefully it'll collect a whole lot of gold. I just need to do the quick release.
No, you need that hose.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I gotta go get the battery. Can I just throw this on the floor? It's fine, right? But not this part, because that's the one part. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to go get the battery and a couple other things that we need to bring back down. Okay, so that's not twisted up anymore. I do have a good amount of water in there, but my bucket's tipping. So because my bucket's tipping, I'm going to put in a bigger rock. It's like not staying inside. Oh, I see what you mean. Like put the big rocks in a circle around it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stack 2 more rocks in a circle. just like so. It's pretty sturdy. All right. And I have this thing. I think I'll just tie it around there. All right. And I just plug it on in. And this will be the first test of me plugging it in and getting it going. Well, it says, it says AC on, DC on. Is there an off button? Do I have to plug them in at the same exact time? Do you remember? This one's the water pump. Let me see. Okay, it's turned on. Nothing is happening. Oh, I thought I fixed that when I opened it. I have a hose leak here. I reconnected both of the batteries, the extra 12 volt, because it's not pumping right. I stopped, I don't know if you could hear me, but I stopped that. And now I'm gonna find the button or a connection hose. There's an on, they both say on. One's AC, one's DC. And I feel like that's the panic button. Okay, it's working. Is there a water flow rate adjustable thing, or is this the water flow rate that it needs to be to get my gold? That's how the water is supposed to be? Okay. I just want to get under like a swimming waterfall. Okay. I think I got it right here, but that was in my way. Oh, that feels so nice. It feels so hot. I just want to lay here in the water instead. I have a leak here. I'm gonna have to tighten up this leak. I feel like there should be more of a water flow than this maybe, or is this it? Is it my cords? Maybe it's, and this is not on all the way. Maybe it's my hose. Well, then how do I turn it off? There's no off button. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do a couple of strips if you can come up close, so that way you can see how this is just river sand.
Did you forget to put the steel shot in?
I forgot to put the bulbs in. Is that gonna mess up the whole thing?
Probably.
Hang on, I have to get up. Am I like a freaking car mechanic? What?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just waiting for you. I'm just here to stand by and film.
You know what? I'm proud of Christa. She's doing this all for the very first time and she's having a blast.
I think she'll have her jig figured out by the next episode, and maybe we'll start to see some gold.
I'm excited to see what Chad and Christina are doing with their Riverdance Max. Let's go to New Hampshire.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, Chad from the mountains of New Hampshire. We got a 1936 Doodlebug that we're going to be using to do some gold mining, and we have the Riverdance jig on the front of the Doodlebug that's going to help us refine some of the pay dirt that we get from the dredge. So Chris is going to show you the Riverdance and hop in, and we're going to go ahead and mine for some gold. Come on inside. So 1936, show you guys the dashboard here. That's what the dashboard looks like. And then that's Chris's heater right there. Destination point, guys, right here. We're going to be digging by this big boulder behind us, and we'll be diving down through there. So get ready to join us to have some fun mining in the mountains of New Hampshire. See you soon. All right, guys, come along. We're going to undo the trusty raptor strap that's holding the Riverdance, and we're going to go down to the river and refine some dirt to get our gold with the Riverdance jig. All sorts of boulders and rivers, as you can tell. All sorts of different types of boulders in the mountains of New Hampshire. We got some fossils, some volcanic. As you see these stones right here, there's pyrite rocks, that yellow that you see in there, and then the iron around it. It looks like this is a good spot. Nice flat rock right here. We have some looks pretty good. So we're just going to I have a battery over here. We're just going to hook that up. But there's a little black pan. We'll go ahead and set this up so you guys can see. This little black pan goes underneath. Pretty stable there. If it's not too stable, then you can put a little rock or something underneath the corner. That looks pretty good. Pan and a battery pack. I've got the bearings here that I'm going to dump in. Got some rocks in here still. Should have got some of those, more of those out from emptying it last time. So we're going to put these bearings right in here. Well, there's some pyrite cubes I didn't take out. Amongst a little bit of other rocks. I probably should have cleaned that out a little better. This is real life, so you guys are going to run into this. So we'll put just enough of these steel shot to cover the riffles on the bottom, and about 1/2 inch down from here. So about like that. All right. So now we have a water pump here. Comes with a spray nozzle. Take that off. Drop this right in the Willamette River. Down here. And we just hook this up to our battery. Just want to make sure that we have water pumping. Red always goes to the positive, black to the negative. You guys can see here we got some water flow coming. Let me just confirm that. Oh yeah, see good water flow with that little pump. So I'm just going to put that quick connect back on and plug that right into our Riverdance. That comes with a quick connect kit, which is on this side. So I just plug that right in there, just like that, and you'll see this start to fill up with water. So it's going to fill up this tub. You can see the water coming out of the small tubes in the bottom. That's where your fine gold is going to be pulsating down, and you'll see the water start to come up here. Now to turn the Riverdance on, we're just going to take its power supply, make sure it's on DC. Chris is showing you that. It's on DC.
Nope, the right side. It's on. It is now.
There you go. So you see the water starting to come up up there. Now I'm going to turn the jig on itself. Push this button. And you can see how it's angled a little bit over to the side here, so we just have to balance that out a little bit. So I'm just going to put some little stones over here just to bring that up a little. A little too much. Yeah, that looks pretty good, guys. So now what we're going to do is capture that gold. Going to use one of our old miner's pans that we have here to catch some of the material at the end. We like to test it to make sure we're not losing anything or that much. So now we're going to just start feeding this in. I'll grab our green little spoon. So this is concentrate from that dredge behind me, guys. We got some really big spiders down here too. Chris will zoom in on that one on the rock.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on him.
All right, well, we'll show you guys how this works. We're just gonna scoop it in. You see how it dances that sand, that rocks to the front box? And it'll wash the gold right down to the bottom, underneath those bearings. Great way to spend your afternoon. 70 degrees and sunny here in the mountains of New Hampshire. Using the Riverdance Gold Jig. Seeing what we found for gold so far. We look forward to bringing you guys underwater, showing you what the riverbed looks like. We're refining all this material. So you can see you really don't need much water to use this jig. Really portable. As you see, easy to set up. Just took us a few minutes to set it up. And it has a very high recovery rate for gold. About 98%. You see the garnets dancing over the ridge there. Wild Amanusik's loaded with garnets. Loaded with gold too. Just got to be digging in the right spot. See how it just kind of pulls that dirt down? So it sucks it down and then pushes it back up. But it holds the gold down there because of specific gravity. Kind of like a little riffle right here, you guys. See how that material's coming off from that ridge? And it's dropping right down behind that little bar there. That'll help the gold get forced down into that front screen. See how it's popping those garnets out? So this is the material that we're feeding it, guys. You can see how rich it is. Hopefully we find a lot of gold in there. See, we're putting some pretty good sized rocks in there. Chris will take you over to the dredge. She'll show you the box. And why we don't have too many rocks, but why we have some. You can be your narrator.
Kind of an obstacle course to actually get over here with all the rocks, but here's all the riffles in our dredge. So most all of the big rocks end up going right out through the end here. And inside all these little pockets, we're just left with what we are scooping into the jig at the moment. It's a nice sunny day, but it's been raining, so the water's a bit chilly, so it's a good day to be sitting on the rocks and going through our concentrates from the other day.
successful? Showing them how to really refine our dirt. So this is a slower process, guys, than us just hogging it down in the river. Well, once again, when you're gold mining, there's a bunch of different methods that you have to get used to, because you have to use the hog down method, whether it be a 10-inch dredge, 4-inch dredge that we use, or a smaller 2-inch or an 1.5-inch dredge. You take down a lot of material. Then you have to take all that material that's been refined and refine it even more. And that's what the Riverdance does. Takes it down to that next level of refining. Saw a big old garnet go down through there. It looks like it has some pyrite in it. You can see I can put a whole scoop in there at one time. Quite a bit of material. There's a big garnet. See it, Chris? That's a big old garnet, guys. I'll take it out.
That is big.
Yeah.
Almost done one bucket, guys.
Alright, we put this bucket here, catch that extra material. Maybe. We like to test the material regardless of what we run, just to see what we might be missing, or if we need to adjust something, whether it be the tip or angle or something, just like to test it.
Yeah. Yep, that's good.
If you're looking for a nice hobby to get into, you know, or the possibility to do this as a career, you know, y'all have to start by looking in the river, figuring out how to find the gold, and then how to refine the gold. How to find and how to refine. So follow us along and you'll learn that process. We're going to do a little bit of everything right now. We're using the Riverdance, but we're going to show you guys the dredge. We're going to show you guys a high banker. We're going to dig on an island, a wooded island, zip line across to that. See what we find in the middle of the island. You got a piece of gold right on that rock right there. See it? That looks like gold, doesn't it? Yeah?
Looks like it.
Yep. So that's what a piece of gold looks like, guys, just right out of the river. You see how yellow and shiny that is around those garnets? So watch what happens when I put it, I don't know if you'll be able to capture it, but we're going to try to put it right in there and see what happens to it. Disappeared right away.
It went away.
Yeah. Looks like it might be right there on that. Working its way down. Well, that's a good sign.
We're missing the bucket.
Put a bigger rock into this. Chris is fixing the bucket. So we got the material going into the bucket. I'm going to let her feed the material for a little bit. Woo! Rocky grounds. So we've moved some of these big boulders with the excavator, pulled them back out of their way. Created this little dam here to keep water out of our hole. Almost get across that rock without getting our feet wet. But this is where we're going to be diving. Right down there. Watch slippery. I got my foot wet. So we'll be mining up there past where the fork is, you'll see. That's the island that we're going to be trying in the center with the Riverdance. We don't have any water in the center of the island, so we got to pump it up or bring it with us. So we'll be doing that later on, probably a month from now, after I don't get soaking wet in the water. What happens when you're not watching where you're going?
There's an obstacle course walking around here.
Yeah. Are you almost to the bottom there?
Yeah.
Hey guys, so now we're going to grab the black box that captured all the fine material off the bottom of the jig. So in order to do that, we'll just lift this jig off. Now bring it over here to our bucket. And you see how it has all the fine material in there. So we're going to dump that out into this pan. And see what type of fine gold we've recovered. Oh, it's an awful heavy pan. I'm splashing water up here to rinse that down. Empty box. So let's see how much sand it caught. Oh yeah, look at all that. Real fine black and red. I see some gold sitting right there on top. So this is going to take a little while to pan down. I like to run my fingers through the sands. Just to get that gold down to the bottom of the pan. Similar to the jig. Look at all that nice material. Gold right there. Maybe I could come up with hand panning. All right, let's see what we got. That's a heavy pan. I'm gonna use these smaller riffles now because it's so fine sand, guys. I need a little more riffles than just that. We're getting there. This is fine gold recovery. Takes time. You can see the fine gold popping through. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like we got pretty good recovery rate of small gold for down there. All right, we'll see what we got now. Get some fresh water in there.
Quite a bit.
Yep. Looks good, guys. Show you the size compared to my finger. Nice line there. Looks good. So just keep refining that down. Very successful fine gold recovery. There's a lot that's still down in here too, guys. Good looking pan. Alrighty, well, there you go. From the mountains of New Hampshire, the wild Ammonoosuc River. Chris and Chad, till next time.
Oh, that was some good looking gold.
It was, and they're running the jig really well. I think they could use a little more water pressure so they can feed the thing a little faster, but hey, overall, the results speak for themselves.
I think it's time to see something new. Let's drop down to South Carolina and see what old Chad McClasky has going on with his Pioneer Peak.
What's up, everybody? I'm Chad with Deep Woods Prospecting, and it is currently the day after I got back from vacation. I got home about 2 o'clock last night in the morning, unloaded, and then loaded everything up for today's trip, heading up to North Carolina to go dig some rubies. So we got our Riverdance Gold Mining jig in the back. We're gonna take it up the mountain, go see if we can't find some rubies with it. So as soon as we touch down, I'll turn the camera back on. We'll start rolling. I didn't really get a good bit of video footage of us loading everything because it was 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock before I got to bed. And it's currently about 8 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see when we get there. All right, y'all, we made it to the river. Terry and Richard out here working it, getting some rubies. And right here behind me, we got Riverdance Mining jig, and we're about to set it up and start finding some rubies. All right, y'all, so it's set up. We're about to start throwing some material through it. Yeah, buddy. Alright, y'all, so we got our material right here. Ruby bearing. Just one of them bigger rocks out of there. Alright, y'all, we're going to keep on pushing. Skipped ahead from bucket number 2. And we're going to keep on keeping on, run a couple of these, and call it a day. We've been doing a lot of traveling. See what kind of rubies we find. Hey. Finger on top of the bottom here. Because we'll post a little bit. Alright y'all, we've ran 4 buckets through the machine, kind of just letting it sit here and run for a minute and pick through, and that's where we're throwing some rocks and stuff that we pick out. Then I pass them over to Terry and he does a Sharuka flip, and we'll go check in with him in just a second and see what's came out of the rocks that we picked out, because you never know, we might have picked a few rubies out of there. But we'll let this run for a few more minutes and we'll clean it up and see what we got. My hose popped off, so I guess we're gonna clean it out. What our material looks like. Pretty cool. And hopefully we got some beautiful rubies in here, or some sapphires. Either or, we'll be happy. So let's get this out and into the Sharuka and do a flip. Alright y'all, so we got it loose. The legend Terry is gonna put it into the classifier and we're gonna work it down. We might need a little water here, huh? Here, I got a Burger King cup that my sweet tea was in and I dropped it.
Little lucky, have a ruby in there.
Oh, that'd be sweet. Well, after about 5 buckets, I hope there's a ruby in there. There should be.
It's quite a while to do that.
Oh yeah. Alright, cleaned out. We're not running gold, so we're not really worried about what's down inside of here, because that's really going to be a super micro. It would have to make it through that. So maybe if we're running gold, we'd check it. But for now, we're just working this. And when you're looking for rubies, you want to save everything, because you never know. It'll be right in front of you.
I'm gonna put a UV light on them here in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. And this almost looked like a ruby there.
About to do a Sharuka flip. Turn it off.
Not a lot of material there. I don't see no red ruby. Maybe a ruby there, huh?
Maybe.
Up there.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, garnet. Oh, that's a pretty one.
Oh.
A little different color than the garnets, aren't they?
Yeah. Could be olivine or...
No,
Could be. Look at that one.
Rhodolite garnets, those red ones are little rubies.
Sweet.
Now, we just need to find a big one.
Yeah. Let's hit it with the UV light and see what they look like. Alright, y'all.
That's that little red one.
Yep, there's a little ruby there.
Really pretty one, too.
This jig caught it. Proud of it, ain't we?
Nope.
There, see it. Shot it back on again one time. Yeah, there it is.
Looks like a little pink one, doesn't it?
Might be a sapphire.
A little pink sapphire.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, y'all, so these right here are what came out of the buckets that we picked up.
Those are rubies.
these are rubies.
They just have a lot of manganese or something on the outer side.
A lot of stain. Sweet. Heck yeah, that's awesome. We know this rig works, Mr. Terry.
I know. Well, that could help.
Exactly. Shruka flips with Terry. Ha ha. Yeah, buddy. Oh, there's a little white one too.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
It doesn't glow in the UV light.
That's cool. Well, everybody, if you're seeing this, we caught rubies and sapphires with the Riverdance mining jig. There's some in here, still got to pick out, but all in all, does a good job. Till the next trip. All right, y'all, so we get all this cleaned up, get back to the house. We'll go through our material in a more stabilized situation and show you what we really got. We'll see y'all at the house. All right, y'all, so here's some of the finds. Looking pretty good, huh? Now let's turn the light on. All right, so now you can see them a little bit better. We didn't fully clean up all the way separating them out, but you can see they're in here. And they're pretty much all throughout it. Now let's turn this light off and move this pan out of the way. Excuse my mess. Empty pan. We'll dump our other one out that we was picking through, that we picked out. Now look at these. Oh yeah, those are nice. And I gotta hold this flashlight for a second weird, so bear with me. This one is 18 carats. I think that one is 9 right there. The one looks like South Carolina, even though it's not from South Carolina, but that one was like 8, I think, something like that. But pretty good finds. And this is what they look like without the black light. Pretty cool. Oh yeah. Well yeah. Nice little finds. What's up, y'all? So, to end this little video, we found some awesome rubies and sapphires out there on this trip. And the machine that we was using, you know, it works really good for, you know, catching the heavies and everything. You know, it operated pretty good out there. Now, it didn't operate as fast as what I prefer to run versus what others prefer to run. I'm a very high speed type guy. My buddy, on the other hand, he's also old school, so he likes to use the 5-gallon buckets and the Sharukas, and he moves a lot of material way faster than what I was moving on that day. So yeah, for cleanups and stuff, I think that machine would be great for cleanups. Now we'll be doing some dredging here soon, and have some high banking sessions, and have a bunch of cons that I'm gonna bring home and try and run through it and see how it does with the gold. I have some cons here now, but I'm gonna need more because it's kind of pointless to put a quarter bucket of cons in the machine and it just sit there. You gotta have more to push, you know. So that being said, that machine worked pretty good for catching the heavies. It caught the rubies and the sapphires, and we ran some material through it for a while out there and had a good time on the creek. And my personal opinion is that machine worked great for what it was supposed to do. And I'm gonna try it for some gold out here on my back porch. So far, I'm not sure if I'm gonna hike it in for not catching gold. I mean, it probably does catch great gold because it caught them rubies good. So we're gonna run with it and try it for gold now. But as for moving material wise, we need to move it a little bit faster. So I'll probably go out and high bank or dredge and then bring my cons home to test it. So, yo buddy, till the next trip.
Well, I didn't know rubies glowed under UV light.
Right? That was pretty cool. I noticed he is not using the whole Pioneer Peak Max, just the top half, which is the Riverdance Max.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense with jumps.
True.
Oh, I think he could. Dang it. Because I was thinking, like, I was just like... Because, yeah, he doesn't want anything super small. He doesn't need to classify it on much smaller, right?
Yeah.
You know. I think he could have added a bit more water and fed the jig faster. I see a pattern with everybody so far. They're pushing material out with their fingers instead of pushing it out by adding more material.
Yeah, the way the jig works is every time you put a scoop in, the heavies displace the lights. And by the way, putting your fingers in there, you know, sometimes you got to throw out big rocks and things, but if you're scooping the material out, you're actually removing the bedding from the jig tray.
Right,
as it's working and pulsing everything, the heaviest material is settling, and yeah, the stuff on the very top, it's relatively safe to pull that out without pulling the gold out. Maybe not so much with the gems, but with the gold, you can probably do that, but you're still pulling material out that should be, let the material do it. Don't do it with your fingers unless it's too big for the other material to move. It really will work better if you just let the machine work. And if it's
the more heavy stuff in a mineral jig, the better it works.
Yeah, and if the material's not moving, like it's building up, that's an indication that you don't have enough water pressure.
Yeah, water pressure. Yep. Yeah, that seems to be a common thread.
Yeah. All right, so let's go check out. All right, let's swing back to California and see if Christian is having any luck with his jig.
All right.
As a gold prospector, we're always looking for the best new fandangled equipment that can capture gold. And I'm no different, but I'm a little scientific about it. And I heard about Riverdance mining equipment. I've been following them for a little while, watching them on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. And imagine having one piece of equipment that you can take out to the river. You can run it on the river, run material through it, take those cons home, and then really classify it down and find that fine gold that you're trying to capture, because at $7 a grain nowadays, yeah, let's go into grains. We'll take that. As I get ready to hook this up, I'll look at what they sent me and we'll figure this out together, because I don't really know. I'm starting off with what I see on a video, and I'm just gonna go from there. Okay, there we go. We've got it pumping. Let's get it primed up. I hear the water moving. I can see it coming up. Now, I did kind of cheat, and I watched some of the videos online, and I saw that Sid had these little chambers here filled up with shot right to the level of the chambers. So there's one chamber, two, and we might need part of the next one for 2 chambers. Who knows, I might have a couple too many. Now we've got it running. They do provide you with a couple different classifiers. I got a 60-inch, or you can specify, I'm not sure how it works, but then I got a 20. 60 mesh and a 20 mesh. I'm pretty sure we're done with all that. Now, like I said, I'm scientific. I never trust anything, I don't know. I'm gonna take this in a kayak down the river, and I really don't want to lose a bunch of equipment. I mean, the last thing I want to do is lose this. And I want to make sure that it's going to work. So I actually brought some material back. I'm going to simulate exactly what I'd bring back if I ran my high banker or my sluice or my dredge. I've got pretty much 1/4 inch minus material here. And we're just gonna shovel it into here and see what happens with this. Now, she's kind of bouncing, and that's only because I've got it on a pallet. It's makeshift. Hey, let's do something smart. All right, now we stabilized it, and looks like we're ready to go. All right, let's see what happens here. We have this material here. It's 1/4 inch. Oh man, this bucket is. Oh. I filled up one full 5-gallon bucket, and then I classified it down to 1/4 inch minus. All right. I just want to see, because I've been told, and what I see, I can take this shovel right here and dump it on here. And if everything goes right, I should be able to run this material pretty quickly. It's only half a bucket, but we're doing a test. I had seen 15 specks, 20 specks in just one pan. So I know that a half a bucket or one full bucket of material should produce. All right, let's see what happens here. Well, everything's overheating out here. I don't know what to say about this, but I can't control Mother Nature. I wish I could. I think that's why they call that movie Wizard of Oz, you know? Somebody's under that curtain. All right, let me just bring my camera in here because my GoPro's already shut off, and that really sucked because it's just way too hot out here. I don't think people realize how hot it gets in Northern California. Now it's pulsating from beneath, pushing water up, making everything fall down into here, theoretically. Looks like she's running pretty good off the side here, but if everything has done its job, I should be able to just take this top and push it over here, because I don't know how else to clear out these cells, hutches as they call them. It's pushing itself out the bottom here, the backside, but not the top. Our magnetite, hematites are probably 40% out here in Trinity County. It's a lot higher than a lot of other places. Our gold, well, she'll test out at 18 plus. We're talking 20, 22 karat gold all the time. All right, let me get another scoop out of here. The next thing is to do, next I'm going to take it out on the river. We'll just see what happens. Try again. Is that how you do it? Now, gold being 19.3 times heavier than water, it should have already fell through all this, so I can just push maybe this through here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure these guys never ran into my material out here. I should be probably catching this here and seeing what I lose, because I'm skeptical. I already know that the material I have here is super heavy, super dense with iron, pyrite, and magnetites. So let's just see what happens here. Looks like a lot of material is just getting pushed over the top. I might have asked for the wrong size screen for the type of material I have here. Well, let's just see what happens here, how she runs. Now I'm wondering if it has to be at a little bit of an angle so it comes from one side to the other. Because right now I know this is going to plug up with how heavy of black sands I have. And I really could do a demonstration just taking one pan of material or one scoop of material and drop it in a pan and show you the magnetites that we have here. One of the biggest things I find out is that something might work good where it's developed, but I bring it out here to Trinity County where we have every single element known to man out here, and it becomes a whole different ball game. That's why I'm a little skeptical. Now I did have this leveled up a little while ago, and hopefully I didn't kick it around. Looks like it's leaning a little bit to one side, but I don't see a big transfer of material happening here. And I know if I just keep shoveling on top of here, it's not going anywhere. And it's not really running out. So I'm starting to wonder. Does it help to have it shifted to an angle? I don't know. Right now, I know I'm throwing material out and my gold isn't having a chance to settle. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know, we'll find out. But that amount of material right there makes me wonder.
All right, this clamp, that clamp, which clamp's the best one for a GoPro? It got so hot, my phone died before I got even to where I wanted to dig. I came out here, my GoPro wasn't working properly. It got hot. I wiped the sweat off my face, knocked the GoPro up in the sky. I didn't film anything. But what you did see and could see that I did use this Riverdance Max jig. And I used the 20 mesh classifier. And I've got all this material here. And you guys know that about this pan, that's not just a little bit of material, that's 20 minus here. I kind of cheated after going through the 1/4 inch minus. I kind of cheated it down through a 10 mesh just to kind of help it out, because I already know that I have so much magnetics and hematites in here and iron. It makes it really hard to pan. And this right here, truthfully, 20 mesh would take me and take you hours to try to pan that out. Oh man, I'm seeing gold right there, and I'm getting 8, and I want to come back in the sunlight. So man, we'll come out here in the morning when it's not like this. Man, I got 8 up last night, and then I had to work today, so I just left everything sitting there. We've got the plus 20 here. I think I hear a piece of BB shot in here still. I see gold. I see gold right now. Actually, I believe this is my in between 20 and 60. This is what got caught on top. See if I can find that BB, that bearing. There it is. I'm just going to pan this 1.5 cups of material back so you guys can see the gold. Looks like I got a couple of shots still here, but that's okay. You already can see I've got gold hanging out on the corners here. Whoa, stuff. Told you my spot's good. Man, if I was to take all the magnetics out of here, I don't know, Sid, what do you say? Wait, we haven't even done the other pan yet. This machine will catch some gold, folks. Damn, look at that. I'm proud of how this caught it, man. Dang, that worked great. Let's make a smile. Let's make a smile real quick, you guys. Let's make a smile. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, is that really happening? Is that really happening? I'd say that's really happening right there. Even with the baby grasshopper hanging out in the corner, we'll float her around. Look at that stuff, you guys. Let's check out the other stuff. Yeah, I forgot that camera's going too. Not used to this. I'm actually getting ready to do a Father's Day metal detecting event. I've got a lot of sponsors, a lot of great people, a lot of demonstrations going on. And this Riverdance mining jig right here, I'm gonna tell you something, guys. That thing catches gold. You saw what hold on now. You don't see that? I'm pretty sure you can. Wait now, let's get this other stuff here. I'm telling you guys, Trinity County's got some great gold here. Just gotta know where to look. I actually did a video not too long ago with a guest that stayed at my Airbnb, and I showed him how we could find gold up underneath these grapevines that are up on the side of the wild grapes that are on the side of the river. And it was quite amazing, the little bit we found. It takes people a minute to learn how to pan gold. And I'll tell you something, everywhere people go, they tell me they've got this machine, that machine, something great about their machine and device, or great tool, how it's gonna catch gold, and then I bring it out here and it doesn't work very good. But you saw that pan. Let's check out this pan. This is the what came out of the 60 minus, so this will take a second. It's got a lot of heavy iron, a lot of magnetics, kind of like hematite material, just beat up really bad. And this I definitely would run through a blue bowl or a shaker table. And whoa, did you guys see that on here? Hold on. Do we got anything big in here? Let me see if I can get the big stuff out. I feel a couple. Here's a couple there. My slogan is, are you ready for the rock flipping adventure? Well, it could be a big rock or it could be a little rock. Flip it. Flip it. Rock flipping adventures. You gotta flip that rock to find that gold. Let's get a disclosure of what we got. Want to see a reveal? Here we go. Let's get that big rock out of there. We got to flip it. Rock flipping adventures. All right. We're gonna get this pan lit up for the GoPro on the noodle. I'm not used to using this. I hope it's all showing good. Yeah, there's another guy on YouTube says, you're gonna get wet. Well, yeah, we're gonna get wet. But we're gonna see some gold. I already see it falling. You guys see it falling? If y'all can see that right now, we got some gold action happening. And that is called a scientific test. The next thing I'm gonna do, and you guys can join me, is when I take my kayak out, and I'm gonna throw this Riverdance Mining Jig Max. It's the Riverdance Max mining jig. I'm gonna toss it in my kayak. Oh, Sid, I'm telling you, buddy, I'm telling you, I don't know what you know, but I think I got some good gold. Oh man. Oh, whoa, I see the 100 mesh micros all up in the top there just from tapping. Let's just wash her down. You guys will see it. Come on now, Sid, we got a challenge going on here. You got gold like this, brother? I'm telling you. And remember, I always said that I can, if I dig in the right spot out here, I can pull a 1/4 gram every 5-gallon bucket. Every 5-gallon bucket, I can pull a 1/4 gram. And if you can do that, I think you're doing pretty good. Yeah, I got a different panning method than most, but you guys are seeing a really cool reveal here. Oh, some super fine micro gold that the Riverdance mining jig caught. This is the Riverdance Max mining jig. It caught some super nice gold. This is all 60 minus mesh. Everything that passed through the 60 classifier is right here. Oh, and I just heard a turkey. Oh, I got a turkey coming through. You guys hear that? I got a turkey coming through. I'm talking, I got a turkey coming.
Holy shit, that was the turkeys. Oh, there go the babies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's Mama? Here's Mama. Oh, she's gone. Oh, that was cool. I've got turkeys. I got turkeys. That was like 4, 5, 6, 7 babies.
Okay, that was pretty fun. He was getting a bit crazy, tipping it up and digging with his fingers like you said, but he still got a bunch of gold.
It is fun to watch that guy pan. He definitely knows what he's doing. Okay, one last stop. Let's bring it home to Alaska and see what Morgan is doing with her mini-max.
All right, I have just shown up to the absolutely beautiful forest in a place called Girdwood, Alaska. It is green, it's lush, it's, well, full of mining history. So I think this is one of the best places that is close by that I can pack up and hike out my mini jig and see how it does. So I still need to get everything into one bag and make sure that it is actually carryable for me, because although I am pretty strong, it is a lot of gear. So let's get it all together and see if I'm actually able to pack it out. All right, and I'm running everything today off of this battery. And the converter for it is right here. And this converter takes the jig, which is 12 volt, and we're converting it to 18 volt, which is what I have here. Super, super easy conversion. I simply slide the battery in here, and then I'm going to hook up the little alligator clips to the wires sticking out. I almost forgot the most important part, which would be my gold pan. That's crazy. Can't go gold panning without a gold pan. Sweet, I love it. Gonna get her sealed up. I don't know if I've talked about this enough quite yet, but I'm like covered in mosquito bites, and they're kind of starting to go away from my trip up north to the Yukon, but they're just as bad here, or maybe not just as bad, but oh, I'm freaking out. I just had one on my arm. Okay, I am packed up, ready to go, and we're gonna give this backpack a test. Oh my gosh, the bugs. So far, everything feels really good, and I'm thinking that this might actually be packable. So we'll see. The trail that I'm going on is, I don't know, about a mile until I get to the borderline cliffside that I have to try to make it down. So we'll see how I'm feeling in about a mile. The hardest part of mining for me is the bugs. The amount of mosquito bites that I have constantly, no matter what product I use, essential oils, DEET, vanilla, I have tried it all. None of them work, and I'm gonna go crazy. I literally think that I'm anemic by the end of summer because of the amount of bug bites that I get, the amount of mosquitoes that suck my blood, and there's nothing I can do about it because when you're panning, you can't stop to smack them off. You need your hands to be on the pan. So, joys of mining. I can attest that this has to be packable and not so bad because I have already been willing to go off trail because I saw a funny gnome. So it is, it's about the weight of when I do long through hikes and I have my camping gear, my sleeping bags, my water, food, all of that. It's about equivalent to that. So it's definitely not a very, very light, like throw your bag on and just rip. I feel like you need to be a little more intentional with where you're going and why you're going there when you're carrying this, but so far it's totally doable. So I just passed my first group of people and they said, hey, by the way, there is a hawk up there and it's pretty defensive. It was dive bombing the trail. So I guess it's just like right up around the corner. But yeah, family of 3 and they got dive bombed a couple times. So the joys of being in the woods, in nature. You know, reality is this is their home. It's not ours. It's the same with birds, bears, everything else. And you can protect yourself and you can stay vigilant, but at the end of the day, this is their home, not ours. We're visiting. So they said the trail swoops around like this. There's some poop you can see on the trail and they built a nest up high. That's honestly the first time I've heard of a hawk attacking or, you know, being territorial out here. So it's got to have some babies. Which, hey, if I was a mama, and I had some babies, I'd be pretty territorial too. So we'll see if we can get any videos of this hawk or hopefully me not being attacked by it. But yeah, it should be coming up soon. I'm at the Chrissy Crossy. If I were to guess, I think the hawk is right there. I'm looking at this tree and I see some poop down there. I'm kind of scared. I've never been dive bombed by a hawk before. And even with all this weight on my back, and this backpack is making some squeaky little squeaks and I don't love that. But even with that, this is so nice. Oh. Oh, that's a mess. All of the poop right there. See all the white? It's the hawk. And it's up there in that tree. So let's keep going nice and quiet. Let's not disrupt Mama. Well, good thing and kind of a bummer, we didn't get dive bombed by the hawk. And I know that is like a good thing, but at the same time, like, it's kind of cool. But definitely don't want to disrupt any mamas. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing, protecting their babies. But we're here. We're finally here to the drop off. So we've made it to the part where I'm gonna start going down the hill, and I can hear the waterway down there. You can kind of start to see it there. And the trail does not do it justice. This part isn't so bad, but once I round the corner over there, there's parts that I'm gonna have to be holding onto the roots. Otherwise, well, you're gonna make it down the mountain really fast. And I'm not necessarily worried about going down. It's more like coming back up with my pack. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get some gold in this. Otherwise, this is a lot of work for nothing. Let's go. Oh. I'm officially breaking a sweat, but there's the water. Ah. I don't think my bag's not that heavy. It's not that. It's this hill is, you can't even tell how steep it is. It's freaking steep, and I am cooking. I'm sweating, and it's not hot out, and that says a lot. All right, we can see water. And there's actually, look at that bedrock jetting out. Oh, it is gorgeous. I feel like pictures and videos never ever do justice, but this is so freaking steep going straight up. And I came from way up there. You can't even tell how far away I came, and I'm still going down, down, down. So as we get closer down here, it starts to get a little bit steeper. You can kind of see, you know, here, right there actually is where somebody has put in a rope, because it is, oh, I just slipped. It is so freaking steep right here. It is just straight down. So it's gonna be a little difficult with my backpack on. You know, I have to think about the balance and the weight of it. But I guess if I'm trying to get to the bottom, rolling straight there would be a really easy way to go. But let's not do that today. Okay. Oh my gosh, with my backpack. The rope spot was not the steepest part, and I'm surrounded by Devil's Club, which is, oh, my backpack's caught. Will give you mass blisters if you fall into it. So I'm less worried about falling down the mountain and more worried about falling into these. I might just put my phone away for a moment so I can get down here without dying.
Uh-oh. Please be careful, Morgan. Don't die! Okay, so assuming Morgan doesn't get dive bombed by that hawk and doesn't fall down that cliff, I think we're gonna see some more gold from her in the next episode. So come on back for episode 3. We'll see you on the next Riverdance Gold Hunter.